It was a fucking connection. Welcome back to the Strength Culture YouTube channel. So today we're here with another technical video. I'm going to take you through some deadlifts and how to better execute and find tension when it comes to the deadlift. We know with our three big rocks of the deadlift that we talk about here at Melbourne Strength Culture, we've got the stack, so rib cage and pelvic position, where they're positioned relative to each other, and learning to maintain that through the deadlift and through the movement. Push, not pull, that we're actually pushing the ground away with our legs and not with our arms, not pulling on the bar with our arms. And finally, tension. I find this one here is the one that seems to be a little bit hard to explain because it is something that needs to be felt by the individual rather than explained. So today I'm going to take you through one of my favorite variations to teach individuals how to actually feel tension so they can then better translate that to their clients or in their own lifting. We'll go through on the deadlift platform, we're gonna take you through the slack pull deadlift. So this is a variation that's similar to a pause, but not quite a pause, where the plates aren't actually leaving the ground. But I'll take you through that on the deadlift platform. All right, so the slack pull deadlift is similar to a pause deadlift, which we have taken you through on the channel before. However, with the slack pull deadlift, we're pulling out the weight on the bar and leaving the plates connecting with the ground ever so slightly. So we're getting to that point that we want to really feel and build as much tension as possible without the plates leaving the ground. Typically this would be about 80-ish% of the weight that's on the bar. So if you've got 200 kilos of weight on the bar, you're trying to put about 160 kilograms worth of force into the ground. So we're getting that bend in the bar, but not actually seeing the plates leave the ground. Now I like to do this and I like to hold that bottom position for 2 to 3 seconds. So again, this is our feeling. So I spoke about tension before being more so a feeling than anything else, and you can't really understand it until you felt it. We pull the slack out, we hold it for 2 to 3, you can even hold it up for 5 seconds. Think of it as like an isometric, where you're really teaching your brain what tension feels like, what pulling the tension out of a bar actually feels like. From then, this position here, once we pull the slack out, we then go and hold for 2 to 3 seconds and then perform the deadlift up to the top. And we can repeat that over and over again, as many times as you prescribe. So I'll go through a couple reps now and show you how to do them. So for the purpose of this video, it's going to start at 120 kilos, but you can literally load this up as heavy as you need to get the benefit of the movement. But because it is cold morning here in Melbourne, I'm just going to start with 120 kilos and stay there. So perfect. So we set up normally like a normal deadlift. For this example, we're going to use conventional, actually no, I'm going to use sumo. The same applies for both conventional and sumo. It's the exact same concept. Pull that slack out, feel that tension, and then lift the bar. So we get into our normal position for a deadlift, set our stacked rib cage and pelvis, and then from here, pulling the slack out. And then up. So as you can see, I'm pulling as much of the bar, bending the bar as hard as I can, plates almost leaving the floor, and then coming up. Holding that for 2 to 3 seconds. And then up. So one more, 2 to 3 seconds, pulling the bar as much as possible, holding that the whole time, and then up. So just a couple differences there compared to the pause deadlift, which we have spoken about before, is the pause deadlift will see the plates lift about 1 inch off the floor. So for a pause, we're going about there, slack pull, so a very slight difference, but with the slack pull, we are focusing on keeping and really holding that tension at the bottom and getting that feeling of the movement. So we'll head over to the whiteboard now and show you how to prescribe these in your program. I think this one. Fuck, man. Maybe I've run out of memory, but I had 5 gig on here the other day. So now that we've been through the slack pull deadlift, and if you are familiar with deadlifting, you shouldn't find it too hard. It's literally just holding that bottom position and emphasizing as much tension as possible, and then holding it in that position for a few seconds to really allow yourself to feel what that should feel like. before doing your deadlift. So then how would we go and chuck that in our program or apply it to clients? So there's a couple ways. You could do a whole session of just slack pull deadlifts where you've got 3 or 4 sets, you're just focusing on them, and it's like a technical focus day. Or you could use a top set with then back-offs of normal deadlifts. And this is an option that I like to opt for because we can do 1 to 2 sets of a top set of slack pulls. I've put here at 6 to 7 RPE, a little bit lighter. The emphasis isn't about lifting the heaviest possible loads with these top sets. It is again more about getting that feeling. Teaching an individual this is what tension should feel like, and then we can go and apply it to our normal deadlifts after 3 by 6 at a 7 to 8 RPE. So we've got a top set. Here I've got 2 sets. It can be 1 set, can be 2 sets, it can be 3 sets. Really depends on you and if you can justify it in your programming. Top set here, slack pulls, focus on the feeling, back offs, 3 by 6 competition deadlifts, and then you can take what you've learned here and apply it straight to here into your deadlifts. So you're getting that intra-session feedback there on that day. So that's how I like to program them, with then the competition deadlifts straight after. So if you found this video useful, if you want us to do any other technical focused videos, let us know in the comments below. And as always, happy lifting. Can you cut it if I just start again? So if you've got any other technical ideas that you'd like us to implement or do a video on, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, like, subscribe, comment. It helps us more than you know. And as always, happy lifting. I hate technology.